Sam, if you're ready, I'm ready for our next speaker. I need all eyes on the screen. So maybe you'd actually pick one of the two things. Sam.
Law, debt recovery. HAB UK is a distinguished partner at Maxon and Prime Legal, MPL, formerly known as Main Gallatin, MPL, where he leads the dispute resolution department with extensive expertise in commercial litigation, family law, property law, debt recovery, and criminal litigation. Henry is a trusted authority in navigating complex legal matters. Beyond his role at MPL, Henry actively contributes to the legal community. He served as a valued member of the Nigerian Bar Association Welfare Committee and previously held the position of the Publicity Secretary at the NBA Buhari branch. Additionally, he was the head of Media and Publicity Subcommittee for the NBA session of Business Law Conference, showcasing his proficiency in managing communication and publicity strategies. As an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators UK, associate member of the National Institute of Public Relations, and member of the National Institute of Credit Administration, Henry maintains a commitment to professional development and collaboration within various legal and industry organizations. Henry's dedication to serving the legal profession is further evident by his current role as the head of publicity for the National Welfare Committee of the Nigerian legal field have garnered recognition with an essay competition sponsored by Easyread Legal currently being held in his honor. In his capacity as a partner, Henry plays a pivotal role in driving the success of Maxon and Prime Legal, leveraging his extensive knowledge and experience to provide exceptional legal representation and advice to clients. His steadfast commitment to delivering favorable outcomes, position as a respected authority in the field. Henry Barnabas Ehi, ICAB UK, exemplifies professionalism and expertise in the legal domain, making significant contribution to the legal profession and advocating for justice with unwavering dedication. Please make welcome our speaker, Henry Barnabas Ehi.
Please put your hands together for Henry Barnabas Ehi. He'll be taking us for the next 10 minutes on the role of externship. Thank you so much, sir.
Please permit me, as a former church boy, I'm used to holding mic, so let me hold the mic, please. Thank you. I know we've had a very long day, and so I'll keep it as brief as possible, and maybe a bit interactive. I know we are tired, but please, this is the last lap. After this, a very good friend will come off stage, and then we're done. Are we together? Are we together? So I've done a write-up, which I forwarded to Caleb. Yes, and I'm hoping he will maybe email to you or post it on your platform so that you can just get. So what we'll just do, we'll just play around the paper. So we're talking about externship program and how it affects your legal study. Now, I'm sure you guys are done with your program, right? Externship. You did courts and chamber attachment. Okay, so I need like one bold person to just tell me one, what you learned in your court attachment, another person, what you learned in your chamber attachment. So I have a mic, or should I pass the mic? Law school style. Okay, so pass the mic now, since we are still in law school. Just be passing it. When I say stop, you stop. Pass it now. Sharp, sharp. Calm down. Stop. Stop. So you tell us your name, right? Where you did your court attachment and what you learned in your court attachment.
Good afternoon. My name is Aziza Kasim. I did my court attachment at High Court Apple.
So we have about 7 courts in Apple. So So which of the court and which of the judge?
Okay, I did it at Court 57, FA, Justice FA Ali.
Okay. So what did you learn? Once you granted, you learn. So let me start. But I'm just trying to make it interactive. What do you think was the idea behind you going for your court attachment? Let me start by that.
Okay. The idea behind us going for court attachment and chamber was to see.
No,
life-
I'm streamlining
Okay,
to court
okay,
right
no
now.
problem.
Yeah.
Was to see life outside that of law school, to see what real practice is like and all. Because what we were taught in law school is quite different from what we saw in the court.
Okay. So what did you learn? Your court was one of the court that doesn't sit.
Okay, I'll say in courts I learned how to I learned how to move motions, how to announce appearances and all.
Okay. So let me just pause for that. You can sit.
Okay.
Now, the essence why you do your court attachment really is not for you to understand practice. It's for you to understand how the judges think. Now, if you don't know what you are supposed to do, you actually would not get the gist about it. So I usually hear when people say, I go for court attachment because I want to know how to practice. No, that's really not what you are going for. You need to know how the judges think, how they come up with their, rulings. Hope they are safe. Okay. Yeah, so you need to, yes, you would have to practice. Some of you also need to go to the bench. Some of you will be litigators. So you actually need to know how judges try to, come about their issues or their, judgments, their rulings and all that. So yes, you are seeing lawyers engage in legal arguments, but actually the gist there is actually how those judges come up with those, particular, rulings and judgments, which also helps to aid your practice. But no, first thing first, how to understand your judge, right? So who's the board person now? Since our mic is messing up. Chamber attachment. Someone want to try? Okay, please. He's pointing you, so maybe just help him out. I'm sure people are gisting. That's why he pointed you out. So what? Just tell us your name, where you did your court attachment, your chamber attachment, and what you learned.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ife Anibobu. So I did my law office attachment at K&D and Partners. And you said what I learned. He was actually a very good mentor, and he told us that we should always strive hard to get to wherever we want to be. That initially we might not make it in our result, maybe what we want to get, first class, whatever it is, but letting us stop you from getting there. Work hard, you get there. Be resilient, network with people, you definitely get there.
So basically, you got motivation from your law office attachment, which is also a good thing because we need motivation. The country is hard, though, so daily motivation is good. But one of the ideas for the law firm attachment is for you to also understand the workings of the law office management, office routine, the form of practice that particular law firm have to offer, and if you can understand such law firm. I know most persons have talked about the areas of law that you should practice on, but I'll just spend my time little on externship. Now I wrote a bit which I'll read to you, although I've concluded the document. And I said externship is a form of experimental learning where individuals observe and learn from professionals during their regular work routine. It offers valuable insight into real-world practice and helps the student gain practice knowledge in their chosen field. So yes, you're doing, some of you might end up being judges, some of you might end up being lawyers, whatever area of law you decide to choose. But either way, it's good for you to actually understand the working of all these things. So that's why you actually need an extension. Tell us to two major points, which is number one, experimental learning and shadowing. Shadowing, I said, means observing an employee doing their own job. So most of the time, it's really not about the principal, right? Most of you go to law firms and you're thinking, okay, I want to learn from the principal, I want to learn from the judge. It's not just about that. And when you're doing a proper externship, because there are so many things that you know that there's somebody in that office that you're looking at and you're like, hey, the way this woman handle her, okay, how does she handle her time, doing her, practice. I know those are the essence of this thing. Just that most of us will go to law firm and we are busy, either we are stabbing time or we are busy for other things, but then we're reshaping our mind. Now, there are two interchangeable and mistaken things that I usually do: externship and internship. Now, externship actually is usually for students. Note, even after your law school exam, until your result is out, you're not a lawyer. So you should be able to still do further externship. Mind you, externship is just for a very few period, usually between 2 days to 8 weeks. Now, I'm very particular about this point because I'm sure after now, you hear different advice, and some persons really want to manipulate you into working for free, right? Externship and internship is something you need to understand so that you be focused. So for externship right now, for you that will not be lawyer yet until you're called to bar, this is what you do. So even after law school, after your exam, I advise you, please find a firm or a company. Mind you, I use the word firm or company depending on the area of law you've chosen to go into. So some persons can be company lawyers. It does not mean that you're practicing. You're not practicing. Because I hear people say, are you practicing or not practicing? And I ask the question, I'm a commercial lawyer. Does it mean I'm not practicing? Of course I'm practicing. So you can actually be a company lawyer. You can also be a litigator. You can be a commercial lawyer. You can do, in fact, one of the early stages of my practice was in family law. And anybody that wants to do divorce would definitely call me and say, how far this procedure, tell me this. You understand? So whatever you are doing, either you are a company lawyer, you're practicing in a law firm, you're doing commercial, you are still a practicing lawyer. So you choose where you want to do: a law firm, a company, or an NGO, depending, right? And the duration for this is between 2 days to 8 weeks. So probably after your bar exam result is out, and when you're called to bar, you should be able to use that period to develop yourself in that field. So the difference between externship and internship is that for externship, you're not going to be paid. It's just you're understanding. You're not doing any form of work actually. All you're just doing is what? Shadowing, observing, looking at the processes. Okay, so they've taught you so many things in court. They've told you how to, they've taught you motions, how to draft motions, how to move motions, whatever. So you're going to that law firm and you're actually looking at, okay, this is how this lawyer is doing it. This is how this lawyer is doing it. And you're taking note. For internship, however, which is different, it's a bit longer because you can stay up to 2 months to a year. But in this particular one, it's either 2 weeks. It's either you are paid or not paid. Time, right? Okay. Sorry. It's either you are paid or not paid. If you are not paid, it goes to your CV. Both of them actually go to your CV, but of course, it's either you are paid or not paid. But in that particular internship program, you actually have assigned roles given to you, right? So they could give you, okay, draft this motion, go to court. At that period, you might not earn the regular earnings of the regular staff of that company, probably a stipend or running cost or transportation, but that period you are doing. Again, please, I beg you, do not be enslaved to any form of job, whatever. If you are doing an internship program, ensure that the duration it is and what you are going there for. Are we together? Because many persons will want to exploit you. Many persons will tell you that you need to suffer in this profession. Yes, you have to learn the ropes, actually, but you must know the difference between suffering and learning the rope. Are we together? Okay. If we are together, say right. So so I mentioned already. I'm just running through because of time. Externship period is within 2 and 8 months, 8 weeks. Why internship is a bit longer? And for the externship, the extern is supposed to understand and explore career field and experience during the work process. Learn how to apply academic skills through discussion with professionals and with similar background, which is of course the law profession. You also understand and engage in networking, because when you start meeting professionals in your field, you also need them to make references for you for job and all that. Are we together? Now, so how does this affect your legal practice? I'm running through this quickly. It exposes you. So because you already have an insight in some law firms that you are working under, you actually know some of these things because you are going to court. And if peradventure you decide to do an internship in a law firm, you also know how to move some of these workings. And I mentioned networking gives you industry insight. So imagine now you're working in, or you're doing an internship or an externship in my own law firm. I would definitely have to include you to all the MBA activities, which also gives you the platform to network and also understand the profession as a body, right? And let's go increase your professional skills. So you have chosen to work under somebody who's into entertainment law. It means that your practice area will be developed through that field and all that. My last point for you, which is what I'll just do and go. Please, before you do any externship, because now they sent you to the law firms, you don't have any say in that one. They just draft your name and they move you. And you went there and you came back. Moving forward, if you're going to do any externship program, which I'm saying from before your results comes out to when you're called to bar, or you decide to do an internship program because you will now be looking for a law firm where you decide to, understudy and probably work for a while, right? Please and please research the law firm properly, because at the end of the day, you might just be who you understudy. I understudy for someone, and I learned, some kind of strange work ethics. Some are good, some are bad, right? But they are strange work ethics, because for us, when I was working under the law firm, we can start this thing from 8 o'clock in the morning till around 2 o'clock. From 2 o'clock we start working till around 8, 9. So I'm already used to leaving the office late. In fact, I really don't. If I'm leaving the office around 6 o'clock and I'm still seeing daylight, just say I never call work that day. You understand? So choose the person you are understudying and learn proper things, because if you choose the wrong person, you must also learn the wrong practice. Thank you very much.
You can't leave just yet. Like it's a culture. Can I have Mr. Dio up here, please? Okay. Can you please help us?
Okay, I count it a great privilege to present this award, dated the 22nd of July 2023. Easyread Legal Award of Appreciation presented to Mr. Henry Barnabas Ehi, Esquire. Congratulations. Please give him a round of applause. Somebody at some point said, and after announcing his appearance, he told my lord, he said, my name is this, and put Esquire. So the judge said, you said what? He said, Esquire. He said, my lord, it's not easy to be an Esquire. My lord, I want it to reflect in the record. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, questions? Any questions, please? No question? Okay, you understand everything, like you said. Cool, I like that. Okay, now moving on. It's not. Our next speaker is an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a businessman. An entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a businessman. At a point in time, going through his profile, I actually thought he was a construction worker because he has constructed so many buildings or worked with so many construction firms. Like, I was like, whoa. Okay, now, Sam, if you're ready, I'm ready. Like I always love to do, eyes on the screen. All eyes on the screen. Okay, so Sam, quickly, eyes on the screen.
and philanthropist. Omojuwada is a highly accomplished entrepreneur and philanthropist, renowned for his successful ventures across diverse industries. As the founder of Suluhan & Co., Africa's premier legal outfits company, Omojuwada has established an exceptional legacy in the field of legal apparel. Suluhan & Co., renowned for its quality and craftsmanship, has provided attire for over 12,000 lawyers and justices worldwide, earning its reputation as an industry leader. To learn more about Suluhan & Co., please visit their website at www.suluhan.co. In addition to his entrepreneurial pursuits, Omojuwada is the visionary behind the Suluhan Foundation, the charitable arm of Suluhan & Co. Through the foundation, actively engages in social and philanthropical activities across Africa, making a positive impact on communities in need. Stay updated on the inspiring work of the Suluhan Foundation by following them on social media at Suluhan_Foundation. Omojuwada's expertise extend beyond the legal and philanthropical sector. He is a renowned real estate investor and consultant, having collaborated with 6 prestigious real estate companies with a portfolio valued at over $20 million. Omojuwada's insight and contributions have been instrumental in the successes of these ventures. As the founder of the 305 Limited, Omojuwada has made foray into the hospitality and facility management industry. The company offers exceptional services in Abuja, Lagos, and Accra, overseeing properties such as Silio, Lagos, Soha, Abuja, Bafa Beach, Lagos, and Suluhan Place. The 305 Limited is dedicated to providing exceptional experiences for its clients and guests. Furthermore, Omojuwada serves as a board member for the Under 30 CEO Africa and the CEOs Network Africa, a esteemed organization that brings together over 20,000 aspiring African CEOs. Through these platforms, it actively contributes to fostering collaboration and growth among African emerging leaders. Stay connected with the CEOs Network Africa on social media at CEO Network Africa. Omojuwada's passion for empowering individuals in achieving financial success is evident through his coaching, consulting, and mentoring endeavors. Leveraging his expertise and guidance, he has helped numerous individuals on their journey to becoming millionaires, creating pathways of wealth for those he worked with. With his outstanding achievements across various sectors, Omojuwada epitomized the qualities of a visionary entrepreneur, philanthropist, and mentor. His unwavering commitment to excellence, social impact, and wealth creation served as an inspiration for others to unlock their full potential. Please make welcome your speaker, Omojuwada.
Welcome the CEOs of CEOs, none other but Mr. Omojuwada. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. When my friend told me about this program, I knew I wasn't going to miss it. I actually had an engagement in Lagos, but I had to make sure I came back early this morning so that I could talk to everyone here. So it's really good to be here. My learned senior, can I continue? Thank you. So I'll be very brief. I'll try to be as brief as possible. I'm supposed to talk about networking, and I was engaging as possible. I'm speaking about building meaningful professional relationships and effective networking as essential skill in the legal profession. So I'm just going to list out a couple of strategies, and then first things first, to build meaningful relationships in the professional industry or wherever you find yourself. First of all, you have to be authentic. Number 2 is you have to be able to identify your goals. Number 3 is you have to be able to attend networking events and programs. Number 4 is you have to be able to leverage on social media. Number 5 is you have to be able to offer value. Number 6 is you have to be able to follow up. Number 7 is you have to be able to maintain relationships. Number 8 is you have to be able to join professional organizations. Number 9 is you have to be able to attend informal gatherings. Number 10 is you have to be able to ask for introductions.
Number 11 is you have to be a good listener. Number 12 is you have to be positive and respectful. I know one of the speakers spoke about being respectful earlier. Number 13 is you have to attend. First thing is social media. Your social media, there's no doubt that social media is taking over the world. Everyone knows that these days it's very, very important to be on social media. As far back as, luckily for me, in fact, I'll talk about my Solo story. I was able to find and discover Solo because I was one of the first set of people to, start using Instagram when Instagram was popping. Everyone saw Instagram and were like, what's this new platform? It's for Gen Zs, I don't like it. As far back as 2013, 2012. But I logged into Instagram, and when the vision for Solo came to me in law school, that was in 2014, I went on Instagram, and there was no company in the entire world selling wigs and gowns on Instagram and Facebook. And that was where I saw the loophole. I was like, wow, what's an opportunity? Do you understand? There was no website in Africa that you could go online, order a wig and gown from. And that's one of the reasons that Solan was able to push, you understand, to become what it is today. So I cannot overemphasize the importance of social media. You can meet so many people on social media. Most of my business networks, I've met them from social media. In fact, there are people that we started following each other and probably haven't seen for like 5 to 6, 7 years on LinkedIn, on Twitter, whatever platform it is. You understand? Don't be too afraid to post. There's no need to put your account on private if you don't have 1 billion naira in your account. You understand? There's really no need, because people want to see what you're doing, right? A lot of people see what I'm doing and they're like, oh, fine, I can work with this guy, I can reach out to this guy. Or they Google my name and they're like, oh, let me network with this guy, right? So it's very, very important as a young lawyer to take advantage of social media. Another thing about networking is you need to be able to add value to people's lives. It's very, very important. That was one of the things I learned when I started doing business. In fact, when I started practicing as a lawyer in 2015, I honestly didn't. A lot of my friends, all the gigs I was taking at my early stage, I was doing it for almost free. And my mindset was very simple. I need to be able to add value to people's lives, right? I didn't make everything about money. Oh, I want to buy this property. It's 50 million. Oh, as a lawyer, my agency is 5%, my legal fee is 5%. If you're not paying me 10%, please get out. I'm not ready to do this. No, I didn't start like that. I can remember I was taking some gigs for 1%. Someone will buy a property for 50 million, pay me 500K. I'm like, fine. Because I was more interested in adding value to those people, right? And I stayed in their lives. I made them see how important I was. I did my job diligently. And, before you know it, this guy hits maybe 20 billion naira to do a big-ass development. And he's going to call you because you've been with him when he was low. You've started with him. You've showed him that you have value, right? And they've recognized the value in you. So it's always very important to not, when you're networking, don't think about, oh, what am I gaining from this person, or what's this person gaining from me? Think about the value that you're bringing to the table. You have to be a man of value, a woman of value, because value will take you to where, most things wouldn't take you to. Another thing I would advise is, for your network, you need to reduce the number of lawyers. Trust me, it's a very funny advice, but you don't have to have too many friends as lawyers, because everyone here is fighting for the same thing you're fighting for. You understand? So when I see law students and they're like, they have 15 friends and everyone is a lawyer, I'm like, what's going on? This guy wants to take your client. You understand? So why are you all friends with lawyers, right? So if someone like me, most of my friends, even the ones that are lawyers, are either working in maybe CBN, AMCON, whatever. They're not in my industry. You understand? A few of them are in my industry, of course, because of collaborations. But the truth is, if everyone around your network are lawyers, then this person is fighting for the same thing you're fighting for, and one day he would shoot a mail to your client and steal it from you, right? So you have to be very careful with the kind of relationships you keep, the kind of relationships you make. I would advise that you try and connect with people that their goals align with yours, right? If you have interest in sustainability, in energy, in oil and gas, attend oil and gas conferences, go for networking events, talking about adding value as well for people that like, to participate in MBA activities. You can join your local branch once you become a lawyer. You can join the can join NGOs, organizations, meet people, network with people with similar mindsets. You can go on different websites, check for programs, events that are coming up, you know, and key into those events, because the truth is we all knew that our visions aligned together. Caleb is Easyread, I'm Solohan. What can we do together? You understand? And we came up with the Solohan MCQ. Solohan Foundation came up with Solohan Masterclass. Mr. Caleb came on board with his skills. You understand? And we've been working together for over 7 years, and we've impacted at least 3,000 to 4,000 students, directly or indirectly. And so that's the type of networking I'm talking about. You need to be very, very conscious about aligning your goals with people that you think that, you know, Mr. Dio is my Egbo, but once in a while I still call him, Ogasa, there's this case, what's going on? Can I get some advice? You know, what can I do? What can I do? You understand? And he comes in, it brings his professionalism. You understand? Even though he's a renowned lecturer in Base University. So those are the type of networks you need to keep to upgrade yourself to the next level. So all that being said, I don't want to bore you. Everyone is looking like they're hungry, including myself. So if anyone has any question, I'll be willing to answer them before I drop the microphone. All right. Thank you so much. I believe Mr. Dyer wanted to. Okay.
So as it's a custom, you still have to wait. Mr. Dyer, I'll still need to call you.
This one is a big one. I believe you should come and give it yourself. Be that I'm collecting thousands. This is a millionaire. And it's not millionaire by the record. It's actually real. Go and check the account if you have access to it. Okay. Since you have given me that privilege, I count it a great privilege once again on behalf of Easyread Legal. Dated today, 22nd of July 2023, award of appreciation presented to Mr. Omojo Wada Esquire. Very important. Please, congratulations. Okay, please, let's give our guy another round of applause. I think we should clap for the organizer of this event. I think the best way to clap so that you know that you are doing it from the depth of your heart is to stand up. If you don't mind. Yes. So I think we should just keep clapping like that. So do we want to let us try this little game. I hope it works. Let's try and step into 5 boxes from our seats. Then we'll try, let's start that first. If we can try three boxes, because I can see that the place is a little bit clustered. 3. Okay. 3. Good. So let us just stand there. Can somebody tell us the moral of this exercise? Moral of this exercise.
Okay, good afternoon. The moral of this exercise is to impact on us, firstly and most importantly, and to give us a way to follow. You understand? A footpath to, you know, we meeting everybody here and listening to this lecture gives us an edge. You understand? So we really appreciate you, the organization of this program.
Thank you very much. He's a barrister studying law, so don't worry. Okay, can we identify 2 ethical issues in this exercise? Ethical issue in this exercise. Yes. Does anybody want to help us? Thank you, sir.
I mean, one of the ethical issues is I literally almost ran into someone, and I almost broke my leg.
Yes. Any other ethical issue? Any other ethical issue? Now, the idea of this is discipline. Some of you did not move. And that is what this profession is all about. You understand? It doesn't even matter who the person is. It doesn't matter the situation you're in. But there are times when you have to take some decisions. But because it is right to do so, you have to do that. Please forgive me for giving you this. Please, let's go back to our seat and give ourselves a round of applause. I count it a great privilege once again. I've said this like 3 times because it's actually a great privilege to do this. Mr. Caleb has been doing a great job for a couple of years now, and even me myself that is a teacher, I don't even have any book that I've written. Mr. Caleb has about 4 or 5 to his name. The only book that I've been privileged to write is the one I wrote with some of my colleagues. So I think he deserves another round of applause. My goodwill message is very quick. I also acknowledge Mr. Wada. Don't mind him, he said he calls me for advice. He has actually employed me in one transaction before, and he paid me. So, you know that is my oga. He invited me, he said, you know what, we have this transaction we are handling, please come and join the team. And one of the things, I've not had the opportunity to talk to him since then, I met amazing young people with, I don't know how to even quantify their exposure. You understand? So, see me here coming with my objection, my lord, to be able to contribute to the team, and he paid me. So you agree with me that it's my oga. So thank you very much. But since then you have not called me again, no. So I'm still waiting for. So I believe this conference is a very unique one. It is apt for us to have this type of opportunity. Most of us did not have it. If you notice what our president says, to hit the ground running, to keep running and continue running. That is what happened to most of us. We were admitted to the Nigerian bar. We hit the ground running, we continue running, and we are still running. But if you notice that this type of conference that you now have here has given you people an opportunity to actually know what is out there. And what is the team? The team is very apt because it said the future of aspirants to the Nigerian bar. Is there a future? Yes, there is a future. The market is big. That's the truth. The market is big. I'll still talk about Mr. Wada because I was privileged to listen to most of his speech. If you notice what he said don't move around your cycle. I wanted to object to that, but he now said something. He said, I still move with some of my colleagues, but my colleagues that are not in the same business space with me. Because among here are the people that will still give you brief tomorrow. Because you all cannot come into legal practice. Are we together? You have people working in CBN. You have people working in different areas of law. You have professors of law. You have senior advocate of Nigeria. We cannot all be senior advocate of Nigeria, but if possible, we'll all be. Right. Now, one of the determining factors, you need to think about it. What is the ultimate peak I want to get to? If I go to the director, legal service department of the CBN, what is the top of being a director legal service in the department? What's the top? You become a director legal, right? That is the peak of that particular career. If you want to go into practice, what is the peak? Senior advocate of Nigeria, right? If you want to go into teaching, what is the peak? Professor. Now, if you want to be a judge, what is the peak you will get to? Is either you become the head of court, or you go to the higher court and probably get to the Supreme Court and all that. So you need to first determine where you want to get to. And I'm going to be biased with this conclusion, sir. I don't have a session, it's just goodwill. Now, I've always known I wanted to teach law. And I could tell you where I teach now. I applied there like 4 times before. You know what, they call me one day and say, you know what, I believe you are disturbing us too much. Come and start what you want to do. Because I always know I want to teach law. But you need to find out. If you want to go to, all of you want to work with oil, most people want to work in oil company. They want to do all that. The thing about it is that at the end of the day, by the time you come out of oil company, you come and partner with one of your friends and start one legal practice. You will now start from day one all over. So you need to find out, what do I want to do? Is it this place, let me go and make money and come out? So you need to always set targets for yourself. The truth is that Mr. Wadaf, he still goes to court. Although he does most business transactions, he's more of a transactional lawyer. And he has business on the side. You understand? Mr. Easyread is a brand ambassador. Are we following? What he does, the brand he builds for it, you will see it out there. And I always read his testimonial, especially when you go on social media. So you need to determine what you want for yourself. By the time you determine what you want for yourself, that will now come to the conclusion whether there is actually future for aspirants of the bar. And how do you do this? You need to create something. You need to be unique. You don't have to go and start soloing an apparel tomorrow and give him hot competition, although he's up there already. Are we following? But you need to create your own idea. It's not everybody that do objection, my lord, that have money to pay house rent, especially in Abuja. Are we following? So you don't. I know Abuja has a lot of opportunity, but you also need to look for opportunities out there. Are we following? If you don't create this opportunity, you don't determine the utmost aim you want to get into, you might have a problem in doing this. And for some of us that believe in God, you need to also be very prayerful. Are we following? But above all, you need to first pass your bar finals. Because all this English language we are speaking, by the time, God forbid, it's not your portion. That's what they said. And it's not my portion too, because I've passed bar finals. If you don't pass this bar final, I'm not talking to you. Assuming without conceding you don't pass bar finals. All this, is there future for the aspirant of the bar? It's possible you can still be doing makeover by Gabriel, fish roll by Deborah. Even though we have some lawyers that do it and do it well. But by the time you have your BL in the bag, like Mr. Wada, do you understand? You can be able to still achieve this aim. And above all, once you have God or whatever you worship, once you have it, the sky is just what? The starting point. I wish you people all the best, and I pray, God willing, at the end of the day, we'll be able to still meet in court one day, someday, by the grace of God. And I will work hard so that you don't deal with me. That's what I always tell my students. So that by the time you come to court, you will not say, is this not a teacher? My Lord, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. I wish you people all the best, and I thank Mr. Caleb for this opportunity.
It's Mike here on this stage. Everybody has a word. No. Okay, but before I'll give you this, funny enough, I can't give you this. I'll have to invite the CEOs of CEOs, the yopi looking lawyer, the entrepreneur philanthropist, the one and only OJ Wada, to do the honor.
On behalf of Easyread Legal, I'd like to present this to my Oga for all the amazing things he's been doing. I'm sure we all, enjoy this little conversation. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. I know we're all tired, but real quick, food is ready. All right? Okay, food is ready. Let's all step out there, grab something to eat, just for 5-10 minutes. Then we'll come in here. And we'll go. Okay, if that's the case, I'll have to invite our convener. He's the reason we're here. Please, I know you're tired. Stand up. Up. If you don't stand, I'll not get my balance. So. Keep clapping. It's not easy. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem. Okay, thank you. Can we be seated, please? Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you who took out the time to be present today. Although we actually planned for much more attendees to this program, but nevertheless, we are not disappointed at the turnout. And yet again, is our first extent general conference, and by next year we hope to do better as with the planning and with ensuring we have more people to cater for. And you could see the hall that we actually decided to choose. Now, one of the reasons why I picked this law firm for this event is that many of you have not really envisaged that stands out. And if you bear me witness, those of you that came into this law firm, we are doing wow, is this a law firm in Nigeria? Yes, it is one of the largest law firms in Nigeria. And I wanted you to see it for yourself, not them say. Now, those who were not here to see this may not really have a picture of what they may want to do, because you see, if you want to dream big, it's better you have a big picture for where you are going to. And I felt that this place was a perfect picture for us to dream very, very big. So on that ground, I'll be giving my vote of thanks. I want to thank every one of you present here. I want to thank every one of you that is present here, from my guest speaker to the special guest of honor who has come and have left due to other factors that we have. And I hope each and every one of you arrive at your destination safely. And one more thing I would like to do before we bring the event to a close is that Mr. OJ will have a question session for you, because we plan to give one of you here a wig and a gown, yes, as one of the courses, to say thank you for attending the first externship program. So I think what I will do, OJ, what we will do is that we're going to give it to the first two people that came for the event. Yes. Because the event started by 12 and people were here by...
Okay, so it's time to take pictures, it's time to network. Mr. Caleb is here. I can see Mr. Barnabas just sitting down there. You can go close to him, take pictures. In case you're going into his office, you can use the picture. I know Mr. Barnabas, we took pictures together now. He was there. That's Mr. Dio there. Go close to him, take pictures. Mr. OJ is here. Go close to him, take pictures. But before we do that, can we all stand up? Just be upstanding. I started with the national anthem. I'm going to end with the national pledge. You are the future of the judiciary system. You are the future of the legal system. Our hands on our shoulder, on our chest, as we take the pledge, and we'll call it a day. The national pledge. I pledge to Nigeria. 1 to go. Okay, the legal system is going to hold you by your word there to defend our unity and uphold it. Okay, thank you so much. It's been nice being here with you. My name is Bright Burial. You can call me for any of your events. I'm always readily available. You can also follow me on the socials, Bright Burial, BRYT